Good evening. Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine. I'm about to give a really unpopular opinion, and I'm sure it's going to be especially unpopular amongst women.
I'm Gray Mars. Break a record by being with 100 men in one day. And right after she was done, she recorded a documentary.
I'm a vegan weed. Call yourself fresh and wear the same weak ass turtleneck on every show. Goddamn. Then we got goddamn the Sudanese Sambo. Bruh, man.
And I'm Enzo. Bringing up in my lives is they're like, oh well, he's violating the Constitution by having a meme coin and him making money off it in office and everything like that. I was like, if that was the case, like there would be lawsuits up the ass and impeachment inquiry.
I'm skeptic. Like I always say, don't let anybody trample on your constitutional rights.
I'm Mia. That's not a correct power dynamic in my mind. Typically, the people that are trying to be removed are not in control. That's why they're easily being removed.
The government, states, they start putting these RICO acts on Diddy, all of these guys, and try to put it on these ongoing criminal organizations. I ain't never seen the government put a RICO act on the KKK.
Switch happened. Come on, man. You got to acknowledge this. This is the problem that I have with elders like you, because you fail to acknowledge that this stuff has happened.
If we sit there and be old school, we gonna miss the boat. You know, a lot of this kids 19 years old buying houses with Bitcoin, buying Maserati.
Wow.
I think when it comes to the woman, if a man takes charge and he shows that he's logical,
same people. That's number two. That's all theater. This is WWF.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Kamal.
I'm Enzo.
I'm Mia.
I'm skeptic.
And tonight on the new party, we have a lot to discuss. We will be doing our conclusion topic on who will take over after Charlie Kirk's very, very sad, unfortunate passing. Reminder to everyone in the chat, please be respectful. So tonight, our first topic is going to be on Maureen Comey suing the Trump administration. Let's go.
Of course, the former SDNY prosecutor who was fired without real justification, at least what we have heard, is now apparently suing the DOJ over her firing. What more are you learning?
So she filed a complaint today in the Southern District of New York, of course, where she served as a prosecutor, alleging that her firing, Ariel, was without cause, without advance notice, and without any opportunity to contest it. That, according to her lawyers in this complaint, was both unlawful unlawful and unconstitutional. I should also note Maureen Comey was a member of the teams that prosecuted not only Sean Diddy Combs, but Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and was lauded for her participation in both cases. We'll have to pay attention to see how fast this case moves and whether or not Maureen Comey, who served with distinction for many years, is reinstated to her position as prosecutor with the Department of Justice.
I'm thinking of this question as you're talking. There have been so many firings by the Trump administration lately. It's been dizzying. You had the CDC director, you have the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you have Lisa Cook, and now you had Maureen Comey. How does the Trump administration plan to deal with all of the mounting cases that we can see coming down the pike against them when it comes to these firings that many are claiming were without cause?
That's an interesting question. I mean, the cases are different in kind. For example, Lisa Cook has a very different kind of case as a member of the Fed's Board of Governors than Maureen Comey did as a civil servant who was what we call a line prosecutor. She was not a political appointee. She was not appointed by any particular president. But the administration's justification in both cases is remarkably similar. They say that under the president's constitutional powers, he essentially has carte blanche to hire and fire whoever he wants, and any statutes that stand in his way with respect to those firings are themselves unconstitutional because they don't give sufficient weight to the president's ability to control the executive branch of the government. So we'll have to see the arguments made by both of these women in their lawsuits. They should be markedly different. The administration's response, however, is always the same.
No shortage of storylines for both of you to be following, and we are lucky to have you doing so. Lisa Rubin, Christine Romans, thank you both.
Man, okay, hold on. We got somebody late to the party. Hi, Doc. Welcome to the new party. You know, we start on time over here. I'm just kidding. Thank you for coming. But I'm going to let Skeptic go first. Skeptic, what do you think about Maureen Comey getting fired?
I mean, I think you have the right to take them to court. You know, if you feel like you were shorted or they did something that was wrong, I'm a big go sue them. So I say if they find them to be wrong, I don't know how far his power goes. I know it's the executive branch, and I know she was a prosecutor, if I'm correct. So I say go for it. I'm glad, and I hope that people start doing this more, because if you feel like you were fired without a cause and you don't live in a state that's like they hire you, whatever they call it, because I live in a state where they can fire you without a reason, take them to court. I mean, this is your right. Go ahead and go for it.
All right. Kamal, what you think about her suing? You know, she just did the Diddy trial. That was a big trial. She did the Epstein file, which we still don't have the file. So what do you think?
I mean, Trump said he was gonna get rid of DEI, right? It's part of the fucking process. Who benefited the most off of DEI?
White women.
Okay. So he getting rid of them. God damn. Ain't that something? Also, elusive, bro. Shut your silly ass up, bro. God damn. That was funny though. He called us a bunch of thousandaires and shit. I'm like, damn.
That was pretty funny. I'm like, he's not wrong. I hate. That's probably gonna be the most accurate this week. We'll get all night. You're right. I'm not a millionaire, but send them super chats, baby. Send them super chats.
Hell yeah. But yeah, like, do I feel sorry for her fucking getting fired? No, like 300,000 black women just got fucking fired. The hell? You think I'll be sad about this woman getting fired? Hell no. Yeah, do your thing. Go sue or whatever. You might win. Who knows? But at this point, hey, Trump said he was gonna get rid of DEI, and damn it, staying true to his fucking word. Shit. To a T. That's all I gotta say.
Mia, do you support her being fired?
No, I don't. Because it's fun. What her father's James Comey, it's politically motivated. Her last actual review was she did outstanding work. So to be honest, she's going to win her case against this. They literally listed no reason for her to be terminated. Plus, she has multiple statutes to protect her from this. Not only her constitutional rights, but she also has the civil service protection as well, as she was a civil servant. So, I mean, I think this is one of those firings that she has a really good case because there's nothing in her personnel file. Literally, her last review said she did outstanding work. So there's nothing in her personnel file that says that she's a bad employee, that she's not doing this, she's not doing that. And she is James Comey's oldest daughter. So that's why. I mean, Trump did say he was going to come in and heads were going to roll. So, I mean, it is what it is. She's just a casualty to who her father is. I don't think it's fair that children should pay for the sins of their father. She is not her dad, and she shouldn't have to pay for any disgruntledness he has against James. I absolutely hope she takes us all the way to Supreme Court. I think this would be a good precedence case to see how far the commander-in-chief could take his executive power over the executive branch. I think they should take this case up, and I think it should go all the way, because this would be one of those groundbreaking cases to determine if he has the right to hire and fire anyone regardless of any reason in the executive branch. Is he the literal commander-in-chief of the executive branch, or is there checks and balances there? So I think she should sue, and I think honestly she should appeal all the way to the Supreme Court, because it would be a good case.
Well, speaking of firing, I'm hearing rumors that Kash Patel is being pressured out. We're going to talk about his deposition today. It was on fire. There was a lot of fireworks. We have a couple of clips to play, and I'm going to let Enzo go first. This first clip is a fiery debate with him and Cory Booker.
And not yours.
My God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
it is
I
my
follow
time.
you on your social media posts that
It is
tear
my
this country
time
apart.
to address your falsehoods.
Oh,
You are an
you can
embarrassment
try all
to the
you
division
want
in this country.
to not take
It is
responsibility
my time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making
time
a
is
mockery of this
over.
committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what
you
my
tell-
time is.
Senator-
You can't lecture me.
You can tell me
Sir,
my time's over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman.
Not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Senator Booker, I announced at the beginning of this meeting that this back and forth, talking over each other.
If you want to work on bringing this.
Woo! They need to send in the troops. We're the National Guard when we need it. Enzo, what's your thoughts?
So I've been saying this for a very long time. Like, everybody wants to point fingers and say the president, he doesn't have any decorum. President's unprofessional. The way that he speaks to everybody like that. Go watch any of these hearings. These senators, the way that they question people and the way that they talk, trumps what Trump does by 100. And that's clearly that's both sides of the aisle. Like, you had Nancy Mason, Jasmine Crockett saying that they were going to take it outside. You had what was it, Chuck Schumer and somebody else? They were about to throw hands in a meeting. Like, this happens all the time, and it's these are supposed to be our leaders, that are our senators, our congresspeople, our heads of the FBI, that we're supposed to take direction from, that we're supposed to hold accountable. And this is how they're acting. Imagine if we, private citizens, tried that with our bosses, or tried that with our coworkers. You'd be terminated on the spot. So I want to see more professionalism on both sides of the fence. 100%, all the way from Congress up to the presidency, all day long. I don't agree with that at all.
Nah, you're right. That wasn't the only fiery clip, though. And then I'll have Doc respond. This is him and Schiff.
Do you think they're stupid?
No. I think the American people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of
you're not in
inmates.
the weeds?
What I am doing is protecting this country, providing historic reform, and combating the weaponization of intelligence by the likes of you. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised that you continue to lie from your perch and put on a show so you can go raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best.
Well, you can take an internet troll.
Take it to the bank that the FBI is protecting this country and the state and citizens of California. We are bringing historic reform.
Point of order.
But all you care about is a child sex predator that was prosecuted by a prior administration, and the Obama Justice Department and the Biden Justice Department did squat. And what did President Trump do? Bring new charges courageously. And what have we done?
Chairman,
You said
take
I'm the
control
most
of this
transparent
situation.
FBI director in history.
Take control of this
33,000 pages of information to you. I challenge you to say
Oh my
anything credibly to the truth. Go ahead and run to the cameras where you want to go now.
Damn, they just clapping, and it ain't shutting them up. You know, you guys, we might have to say some stories about Shifty for the Rumble page, but that's another time. Doc, what's your thoughts on this? What do you think about this? This is what our taxpaying dollars are going towards. What do you think?
It seems like the people at the top of our government are just like the people who vote for them. So, you know what I'm saying? Going back and forth, arguing on points in front of cameras, looking crazy. I wanted Kash, the FBI director. I wanted him to spill some dirt. You know what I'm saying? I know he got some. He better than me. I would have threw a shot. I would have said, yo, chill out. We know, you know what I'm saying? You be at the hotel with those girls. I would have did something. If I'm the director of the FBI, bro, if you try me like that, I'm finna put you on Front Street. Like, I mean, we already arguing. We already out of bounds. So, yeah, nah, he better than me. You know what I'm saying? But they need to get it together. Like, that's why the American people argue so much, because these people who are supposed to, you know, portray our interests are sitting here arguing like little kids. They like 60, bro.
I do got to say this, though. We is doing a little better than other countries' politicians, because other countries' politicians slapping the fuck out of each other and shit.
Throwing hands.
You don't like my policy? Bye, y'all.
I would have respected that more.
Hey,
France. We should do the France thing.
Hey, I've been saying I want my politicians to throw some hands. I wouldn't mind seeing Mitch McConnell throw hands with Nancy Pelosi or some shit like that. Throw hands.
That would be a fair fight. That would be a fair physical altercation. We have two elderly, decrepit people on their crusty 10 tippy toes. I would be a great fight. I would pay pay-per-view $20.
Loser
Pull up the
McConnell and
caskets.
Nancy Pelosi.
Pull up. They both pull up the caskets. They both dying.
If you lose, you got to get up your position. We can't trust you now.
Hey, facts.
Let's bring back dueling. That's how they used to do back in the old days.
I
What
think
was it?
that's
Thomas
still legal
Jefferson
in
he used to
some
do on
states.
the lawn of the White House.
That's true. The duels. We need to bring that back. I at this point, hey, let's just do it. Let's just bring it back. But speaking of dueling, guys, most of you guys we've met through TikTok. You have no fear. Your TikTok's not going away. Let me play this clip and we can all react to it, because I know TikTok is near and dear to all of our hearts. Here we go.
All right, breaking news. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says that the framework for a deal has been reached to keep TikTok in the United States. Now, you might remember a bipartisan majority of Congress voted to effectively ban TikTok here because of Chinese ownership. But despite the law, the administration has kept pushing back that deadline.
We have a framework for a TikTok deal. The two leaders, President Trump and Party Chair Xi, will speak on Friday to complete the deal, but we do have a framework for a deal with TikTok.
All right, CNN's Elena Treen is at the White House. Any idea what this framework for the deal is?
Well, we're still waiting for it, and we definitely heard Scott Bessent try to play it off and say he can't share any of the details, but that the commercial aspects of the deal have been agreed to. Of course, we have to see what the president and Chinese President Xi Jinping say on Friday, because really what we heard from both Bessent and the United States Trade Representative Jamieson Greer is that it will be finalized after getting sign-off from leadership. And of course, that call between Trump and Xi is going to take place on Friday to do just that. But we also heard more, John, from Jamieson Greer, like I said, the United States Trade Representative. He was also in Madrid for these talks with their Chinese counterparts on this. And he said that the President Donald Trump, called both him and Bessent last night to share kind of what he wanted out of a potential deal. Listen to how he put it.
President Trump played a role in this. We had a call with him last night. We had specific guidance from him. We shared it with our Chinese counterparts. And without his leadership and the leverage he provides, we would not have been able to conclude the deal today.
Now, John, if this deal is actually struck, it would be the culmination of a really years-long process now of trying to figure out what to do about TikTok. You mentioned it, but the president has now pushed back a self-imposed deadline multiple times on trying to reach a deal with China on TikTok to either, sell part of it, divest part of it to the United States so that it can continue operating within the U.S. And this has definitely been a big goal of President Donald Trump's. He often talks about TikTok as helping deliver him young voters in his election in 2024. But it was also something that, as you mentioned, a majority of people in Congress had voted to ban. It was signed off by former President Joe Biden if a deal with the United States on divesting most of TikTok did not come through. All to say, this has been a long time coming. We have to see what the details actually look like, but the president is very optimistic about this.
Yeah, we need to know who's going to own it, right? We need to know who in the United States here.
Mia, you are the queen of the TikTok. Tell me, what do you think about this deal? Is this going to be good?
I mean, I honest to God don't think any deal for TikTok's going to be that good. I mean, they're selling it to a conglomerate of multiple private equity. I mean, and the Israelis have a hand in it now. I mean, to be honest, I felt safer and the algorithm was better when we were just hanging out with the Chinese. I'm going to be real honest. The algorithm was better. Everybody was making more money. I mean, all of it was better when we were hanging out with the Chinese. And now that we're like moving ourselves from the Chinese and these Silicon Valley conglomerates, private equity, and sprinkle a little bit of the Israeli people in there too now, it's like, no, we think censorship is bad. Shh, it's going to be through the roof now.
Are you muted?
I think you're muted, bud.
We can't hear you.
Skeptic, you're the second queen of TikTok on here. What is your thoughts? Is this going to be a good deal?
I have taken a break. TikTok is such a place. It's way more raw than like YouTube because it's more interactive, I feel like. But I think I agree with Mia on that. I think that the algorithm and like the way that people were interacting was different. It has changed, and also their newest update or their newest agreement is very like you can't say hardly any words anymore. So like they're taking the fun out of the conversations that we used to be able to have. Like I spent a lot of the time on lives. There's so many words. They've added so many words where like anything you say gets flagged, live gets taken down. So I feel like people, especially our age millennials, are starting to either go off to other apps or we're just like, having these surface conversations because they have really gotten on the verbiage on TikTok, which is crazy. So I don't know if it's like the whole who's in control of it or what's changed, but it's definitely has changed.
Enzo, you're the next biggest person I think on TikTok. What do you think about this deal? What do you think about the changes that have been made? Because I know they censor you the most, I think, out of everybody.
So it hasn't been that bad for me on TikTok the last like 2 weeks. I'm gonna be honest. This has been the best 2 weeks that I've been having on TikTok where I haven't been taken down. I haven't been shadow banned. My live's been pushing out. What was it? Last week, every single day, especially last week, Monday through Wednesday, I was peaking at numbers that I really barely ever hit. And my lives, like I said, they weren't taken down. The conversations were good. My algorithm's been a little weird. I will say that, being more certain people that couldn't be allowed on TikTok. It was weird, but that's been about it. I mean, I'm happy that we're actually getting some type of deal for TikTok. I do enjoy TikTok quite a bit. I met all of you guys, so it's a great thing. Yeah, I'm happy that they're actually doing something to keep it around. But I mean, let's keep the censorship off of it. I've been complaining about the censorship already. Let's keep it that way. Let's actually have good speech instead of being censored everything any which way to Sunday just because you deem it to be hateful.
I agree with you. And Eric, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Just so everybody knows, sometimes your comments are being censored and we have nothing to do with it. YouTube censors a lot more now that TikTok has been like pulling back on things. Kamal, I think me and you, we are the kings over here of YouTube. What do you think about TikTok? I know you said that's a wild, wild place. Are you going to be sad if it gets taken down?
Hell to the no. I would not be sad if TikTok get taken down. But I love that TikTok is around. Bars. But the thing about it though, I think some more censoring needs to be on TikTok because some of these motherfuckers be on there talking out their ass. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. The people that be getting somewhat big numbers, I be listening to their lives. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then look at, I listen to Enzo live a couple times, and hey, bro, you be having the cookies on there sometimes, bro. No, TikTok brings that to every room. I was in a room with Skeptic and Castle. They bring the cookies from the other side and shit. TikTok,
the cookies from the other side.
Yeah, I'm telling you, TikTok is the wild, wild west. It is more. I feel like TikTok is more of like your everyday, just not thinking about nothing, and then one day saw a damn clip on Twitter or YouTube and was like, I'm gonna be a political pundit. I'm about to say some shit. I feel like them be the most people that be coming onto the stages. They don't be knowing what the hell they talking about. They don't do no damn research. A lot of times I'd be like, man, Google would debunk a lot of you motherfuckers. You feel me? But that's what I feel what most people on TikTok is when they be having their lives and stuff like that.
I mean, you're telling the truth. So I was on TikTok all day today because I was home from work, and the reading literacy comprehension is about 0.20 on a lot of these TikTok lives. And I can tell, I don't even ask people's ages anymore because I can tell who grew up and No Child Left Behind, and who's older, was born in the 80s and early 90s, like myself, who actually had to learn phonics, because there's this one dude, and you know, with the TikTok panel, the etiquette is to read the prompt, especially if there's a prompt. Usually read the prompt. Bro, yeah. I tried listening to this dude read the easiest words. It got to the point where I was like, I'll read it for you, my guy. I got you, boo. Because we're already laughing. Some people just don't have the reading comprehension. And that is the biggest part, is the reading comprehension to have deep discussions, just because they don't have that literacy there. And I'm not saying this to be mean or to be an asshole. I'm sure Skeptic, Nora, Enzo, everybody else knows. Like, if you spend any time on TikTok, you can tell the people that can read and comprehend what they read, so you can have an actual fluent conversation with them. And there's a lot of motherfuckers that can't read. And it shows.
Hey, we need a little LeVar Burton back. Reading Rainbow, what's up?
Yeah, well, the PBS lost funding. See, what's PBS lost funding?
Yeah,
Doc. I mean, Doc, you're the newest one here to the social media game. What do you think?
Ban TikTok, man. Ban TikTok. I like King J had me make a TikTok. And then, like, I just was clicking around, following y'all on lives, like just going to look into the rooms. And now my algorithm's fucked, and I'm never gonna get it back. So it's like, yo, I could be on there to be like, yo, what's the best can opener? They'll send me to a goddamn Charlie Kirk debate, or they'll send me to a left wing debate or something, and I'll be looking for a can opener. So just ban the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We need a new platform. This one mine has been destroyed. So, but the wording on TikTok is crazy. Like I like, that's my biggest thing. Like, yo, I don't know. You might as well just get out there and spell everything you want to say. Like, it's some of that is crazy. Like,
baby language,
crazy.
YT,
like, Schmurder. I was like, what? I thought they were talking about Bobby when they said Schmurder. I thought it. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's getting a little out of hand. I think they need to they just need to loosen up the reins a little bit.
Oh my god.
Yo, can I ask y'all something real quick? All right. Sure. I know it ain't real, but it'll bring a little fun to shit. You feel me? Who do y'all hope bought TikTok?
Elon Musk.
No, who you hope? You hope Elon Musk bought TikTok?
Yeah, I
no.
did.
No.
Who you hope?
I honestly, I wouldn't have
Diddy.
been mad if Mr. Beast would have bought TikTok, like for real, because I know he was like he had said he wanted to buy it, and
Mhm.
I feel like it would have been like kind of like the intensity would have been brought down because he kind of does like crazy stuff. It's kind of like fun and not partisan type of thing.
I wish Diddy would have bought TikTok. It'd be the wild, wild west. If
Mm.
Diddy had
Diddy.
TikTok,
And we
he
see
could
a lot
never be
more
canceled. Yo, it'd be crazy.
the things that would be on TikTok would be
Yo, the ads would be crazy. This live is sponsored
Baby
by
oil.
Johnson & Johnson. We gonna have the partnership with them.
Astroglide. Okay, guys.
Hey,
So
I ain't gonna. Oh, I would want Neil deGrasse Tyson to buy TikTok. That'd be fucking phenomenal.
Mark Cuban.
space.
Mark Cuban.
Oh.
Okay. Mm.
Sure, him.
I don't know. That was the first person I could think of that's like rich that would have the money to do it. So
True, but
Mm.
but do you think he would allow freedom to speak on there?
Oh, great question. Damn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He would. I'm sorry.
maybe
Oh,
he's not terrible.
Honestly, I wanted Jeff Bezos to buy it because I wanted to be able
I'd
to
be
order
okay
from
with that.
TikTok Shop
No.
in 2 days.
No, I don't want to
Honestly,
have to have
purely
TikTok Live
food
Prime.
shipping. That's it.
No, we gonna have to subscribe to just go live on there. No, I'm good. I don't want TikTok Live Prime.
True. That's a good point. That's a good point.
can't believe y'all
Okay,
answered.
guys.
Damn.
Wow. I hate to drop the mood because we're doing so good, but it's we got to get serious. I'm sorry. So
Dun, dun, dun.
this is a story that has not really been talked about. I think Kamal, I think I told you about it, right? Or did you hear about it?
You told me about it.
Yeah, so pretty much Delta State is a historically Black college and university. It's in Mississippi, and there's been some really like some deaths that have happened that are suspicious, and I'm going to play the clip.
It's the tragic death of a student at Delta State University. The body of a freshman at the university located in Cleveland, Mississippi, was found sadly hanging from a tree on campus early this morning. Disturbing for all of those on campus. Officials with the university say there is no evidence of foul play. WRG's Mike Sirianni has more from the Delta State campus.
Earlier today, Delta State staff discovered a deceased individual on campus. University police and local authorities were immediately notified and are conducting an active investigation.
During a Monday afternoon press conference on the campus of Delta State University, it was announced the body of 21-year-old Demartravian Trey Reed of Grenada, a freshman at DSU, was found hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts not far from the campus cafeteria.
I've spoken to Trey's family and expressed our heartbreak.
The discovery was made just after 7 a.m. Classes, as well as several events associated with the university's centennial, were canceled.
At this time, there's no evidence of foul play.
A joint investigation is being conducted by DSU Police, the Cleveland PD, Bolivar County Sheriff's Department, and the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. University officials stress their belief the Delta State campus is one of the safest in Mississippi.
There is no evidence of a threat to campus, and there's no evidence that the campus is unsafe at this point. So I expect we will resume normal operations as soon as possible.
Monday, I spoke with Trey Reed's mother. She did not want to go on camera, but told me she has so many questions about what happened. She said she just talked to her son Friday that he was excited about attending Delta State University as a freshman. She can't find any reason for this tragedy. For your news leader in Cleveland, Mississippi, Mike Sirianni, WREG News Channel 3.
Heartbreaking news.
And there was another man. He was not Black that was found. So just putting that out there. So it appears that there are men that have been randomly found hanging from trees in Mississippi. Being on how it's different races, I don't know. Kamal, do you think this was suicide? What do you think?
Man, hell no. And y'all see that play that they fucking did? They made that black sheriff go up in front of the fucking camera and shit and say that there is no foul play. The motherfucker had 2 broken legs. How the fuck can you hang yourself with 2 broken legs? I roll my fucking ankle and barely can walk. How the hell can I get up on a goddamn tree, climb up there, and hang my damn self? No, it's not possible. It's not possible. No foul play. I see what they fucking did there. Oh, them motherfuckers is good. I tell you that much. Gonna put the black man in front of their toe. There's no signs of foul play. Horse shit. That's like, y'all remember that incident? I think it was in, I don't know if it was South Carolina, North Carolina. The same type of ordeal happened. Black man hangs from a damn tree. Oh, it's no foul play though. Like, we don't know what happened. He just mysteriously got hung on a damn tree. All right?
Yeah. And
Man.
guys, to be clear, Grenada is a city in Mississippi. So he is most likely Black American, because I was like, Grenada, like, was he from another state? But I looked it up. And the other man that they found, so pretty much they said they found him hanging from a tree at 7:05 a.m. I mean, it's very sad because he was a freshman. Doc, as somebody that went away from his family very young and served in the military, thank you for your service. What do you think about this?
I grew up in the South most of my life, and I think, I mean, I don't know exactly what happened, you know, but growing up in the South, my mom teaching me to be careful was the big thing growing up. And so I don't know if it's a suicide. I don't want to say that. But they'll hang your ass in Mississippi. Like, if you think they won't, you'll be you know, under a lot of misconceptions. And I want people who are gonna say, oh, that's gonna be the left or the right. Hey, they do. That's not a Republican or Democrat thing. They will hang your ass in Mississippi and Georgia. Ahmaud Arbery lived 20 minutes away from where I live. Like, these things happen. They happen everywhere, but you just got to be careful. Like, it's a lot of towns out here, these small towns. You really got to be careful. So I don't think that's a political thing. It's just more of a, you know, for them to say there's no foul play. I mean, he's on campus. They don't have cameras. They couldn't determine that before they went in front of the camera. I mean, I when I went to school, cameras everywhere. You could see all of it. I don't think it was very many. I mean, so that's just my opinion, but who knows? You gotta be careful.
Man, Doc, the cameras didn't work that day. Somehow it got hacked.
That's always how it happens.
The footage went missing.
Camera work.
It did.
That's crazy.
Everybody went on lunch at the same time on the overnight shift. Nobody knew. Nobody saw.
Man.
Mia, what's your thoughts about this? Is it suspicious? What do you think? Why is it not getting any attention in the news?
My first thought is it appears suspicious, you know, after, you know, certain events happened last week, you know, HBCUs got bomb threats, and then couple that with rolling into this, which takes place on an HBCU. And, you know, there's not a lot of consistent information. It says the county coroner's office has released that the office found no lacerations, no contusions, no compound fractures, no broken bones, or injuries consistent with assault. So the government is saying there's no injuries consistent with the assault. There's people online, allegedly a cousin, saying otherwise. However, the family has yet to make an official statement saying what their position is. So we have a lot of he said, she said. Family hasn't said anything. An alleged social media cousin, which, you know how rumors start in social media, and then the government is saying there's no official cause of death that has to do with any sort of violence. So it's like, we don't know, but at the same time, it's extremely suspicious. I mean, it's down south with strange fruitings were very common, and then there's just like a lot of these little puzzle pieces. So honestly, I don't know what to believe. I guess until the official report comes out, until we have every piece of information, and until we hear from the family first and foremost to see where they're sitting, I don't really know.
And Justin, oh, my bad. What were you saying?
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you know, ain't no black person gonna choose that way of suicide. I'm telling you right now, we're not hanging ourselves from trees. Not even the tether gonna do that shit.
I mean, it's the second most common form of suicide after gunshot. Sorry, of unaliving.
Yeah.
Oh my God, self-deletion.
I personally know someone that was
gunshot
that did do it to themselves from a tree.
I know
and it was
somebody.
suspicious.
personally that I grew up with that I talked to her, and then an hour and a half later, her father found her in her backyard hanging. So, I mean, it is the second most common form. It's either people pew pew or, so, I mean, it's not uncommon. It is very weird for sure. It's very weird for Black Americans to do that. And I agree, Kamal, that whole thing is weird, but it is the second most common form of self-deletion in the United States anyways. I don't know about other places.
No, she's right. And just in time for Pam Bondi's talking about hate speech, I'm going to let Enzo and Skeptic respond to this one. Here we go. This was Pam Bondi. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this clip. So here we go.
Are complicit in allowing conservatives to be harassed on campus. And what happens when you allow a university to harass conservatives and don't expel or don't take an action is what happened last week.
It is, and you know, on a broader level, the anti-Semitism, what's been happening at college campuses around this country is disgusting, it's despicable, and we've been fighting that. We've been fighting these universities left and right, and we're not going to stop. There's free speech, and then there's hate speech, and there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything, and that's across the aisle. I mean, look what happened. Think about Josh Shapiro. What happened to Governor Shapiro? I talked to Josh multiple times. Democrat governor, Jewish. They firebombed his house while his wife and children were sleeping upstairs. It's a miracle. Nothing worse happened to, it's a miracle that nothing happened to Josh and he and his family are safe. They're traumatized, but that's what's happened in this world, and we are gonna fight every step of the way to show that you will face the most severe consequences if you come after someone and you target someone for their political views or for any.
Oh man, shout out to the founder, Gray Mars, giving this $99.99 super chat. Now Mia can go. She said if somebody sends $100 super chat, she'll step away.
He's 1 penny off. He should have hit me with $100 even. You're gonna read that fine print, bud.
You know, Skeptic, I forgot about that with Shapiro when they did that to him. Remember that? I forgot about that. Did you remember that, Skeptic? That's a good point she brought up. What do you think about what she said? Ladies first.
I think that there's this interesting thing where people have selective memory. They don't remember a lot of the things that happened to the Black and brown community that we had to kind of sit idly by and just watch it happen. Like with Zimmerman, with George Zimmerman, when he unalived a Black child, and then we had kids going out there and making fun of this, and they stood on freedom of speech to do this. Actually, his gun was auctioned off at $250,000 because of what he did. So it's interesting when I turn around and I see people stand on the same people that said they liked freedom of speech when it was freedom to speak hatred are now turning around and saying, oh, we have to stop this. And they're arresting students for speaking their mind. You can't even criticize Israel. You can't criticize what happened. You can't use someone's words to say, I disagree with this person, and say, you know, the thing I keep on hearing is this shouldn't have happened, but this person said this. And they're arresting students like in, I want to say it was in Texas, which is where I live. They arrested a student who went to a vigil and disagreed. And so I find it interesting because we had to stand by when people went to Alligator Alcatraz and were taking pictures with their families and laughing that our people were in there being unalived. We stood by and were like, this is terrible, but freedom of speech. All of a sudden, we've never done this to anyone before, and you guys are immoral. And that's the problem that I have with people that are hypocrites. I have a problem with you saying that you do something and not actually standing on it, because the truth of the matter is the people that are doing these things are people in their own demographic. Like, you're coming at Black people and brown people going to HBCUs. They had to shut down for 3 days. HBCUs had to say sorry to their students because they had so many threats against them. And let me tell you who is fueling this whole thing, this rhetoric, is the president and the vice president. The president came out and made a statement before he had any proof. I said this the day that we had the live. There's no proof to say who did this, but he came out and blamed the left. And the left is interpreted as HBCUs for some reason here in America. Then JD Vance came out a few days ago and went on a platform and said there is no unity. We can't have unity with a person who doesn't agree with you. So these people are fueling division and they're fueling violence and then turning around and acting like, oh my gosh, oh, we need to stop this. This is terrible. We have to go after these people. Why didn't you go after people who were saying things? Why did you say that it was wrong for people to be fired? But now people are afraid to speak their minds because now you're coming against them and doing the exact thing that you said that was wrong. Why?
Well, skeptic, you brought up George Zimmerman. Why'd you have to do that? Why? I got a lot of thoughts on George Zimmerman. There was a clip going around. Kamal probably knows what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say anything because I can't afford to lose my job right now. So please stop. Anyways, I'm going to play this clip before Enzo responds. I got to remind Enzo what Charlie Kirk would have wanted. Let's play this.
Stop talking. Really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option. When people stop.
So, Enzo, that to me is what the new party represents. That's my favorite quote that I think Charlie Kirk, for me personally, that he said. I agree with this. What do you think about the week that we're having? What do you think about what Pam Bondi's saying? What's your thoughts? And welcome back. I know this is your first show back. It's been a hard week for you.
It's different. So what Pam Bondi was saying, this is what I've been saying for months on the podcast. This is what I've been saying for years in my personal life. I don't agree with hate speech in any capacity. I didn't agree with it when we spoke about it on the Man Cave, when you had neo-Nazis going into an all-black neighborhood. I said they should absolutely be arrested because people are going to determine that as a threat. People saying certain things in a provocative way that can be taken as a threat. You get arrested for threats. So I don't understand why we protect hate speech. That's one thing that I will never agree with. I think as humans, we can actually speak in different ways to actually have conversations instead of getting to the point where we saw last Wednesday. It's been a very, very different week, and a lot of emotions have gone into my thought process on this. I agree with JD Vance's message in certain respects. I watched the entirety of the 2 hours of him speaking, and I agree with it on the basis that there is no, at some points, there is no unity with people on the left. I'm sorry to say it. This has been 10 years of, longer than that. Since Obama has been in office, that divide is being started. Yes, Donald Trump polarized it from 2016 to 2020 and created the divide even more. Biden came into office. What did he do? He did exactly the same. He didn't try to mend it. They started labeling everybody who was a Trump supporter after J6 a domestic terrorist and had everybody on watch list and watching everybody. All this information is coming out. Everybody's seeing what actually happened under that administration. Of course. And then people on the left, like you have Destiny and I forgot the other person's name. Destiny was on Piers Morgan last night saying conservative blood needs to be on the ground. And then doubled down. I'm sorry, he said that on his Twitch, got taken down, and then doubled down on it last night. And we want to sit here and say this should be unity with everybody. With some people, you just cannot reach on the left. I'm sorry to say, and some on the right too. I will say it goes both ways, and both ways are driving the divide. I'm not going to blame one or the other. And After Wednesday, honestly, I was done. I said I'm done speaking to people on the left. Like, I have no respect for anybody on the left. I want nothing to do with everybody. And then I sat back and I had my come to Jesus moment after what happened. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't what should go on. Like the video said, it's best. When the conversations stop is when the violence starts. We need to move forward as a country. We need to have these conversations. We don't need, just because that person deemed what Charlie said to be hateful, it's inscribed on the bullets. We know exactly who he was and what he subscribed to. There's no saying that he was a right wing or a left wing. It literally says it right on the bullets. Hey, fascists, catch. Who's the one that's perpetrating those lines? Let's be honest. We know this. Yes, when Donald Trump said that it was the left at first, obviously we're going to assume that he's the number one person on the right. What is somebody on the right going to do? Or why would somebody on the right want to take him out of all people? Like, you might not agree with his message, but to unalive somebody and then to sit there and mock them and laugh at them and say good that they're gone. I'm sorry, those type of people are just deplorable people, and I will always say that. There's no reaching those type of people. But I'm not going to alienate everybody on the left and say that's every single one of them. Like the same way with the right. Yes, there are bigots. Yes, there are racists. Yes, there are homophobes, transphobes, and that goes on both sides. That does not mean the entirety of the parties itself. We all need to come together somehow.
Well, Enzo, you bring up a good point. Who would want to take him out on the right? There has been a lot of misinformation. We are going to hit it tonight. Who will be the next leader after Charlie Kirk? Some are saying it's going to be little Nick Fuentes. And Nick switched gears. It's funny. 2 weeks ago, Nick was hammering on about how he could not stand MAGA, how he hated the right, how the right was hypocrites. Then all of a sudden, this week, he's asking for unity with the right, how the right needs to stand together against the left. But, last night he went on and he couldn't help himself. He attacked Donald Trump once again. Let's hear what Nick Fuentes had to say on Trump.
Leadership. Where's the messaging? Where's the information? Where is the whole of government effort to get to the bottom of this, keep the American public apprised, to deter future attacks, and to ensure that this will not happen again? Where is it? And shame on all of the Trump shills for not calling this out. They will praise anything. The Cracker Barrel logo, the Department of War, the Gulf of America. And honestly, and I'm not just trying to politicize this, but I was genuinely disturbed by Trump's reaction to Charlie Kirk's death. Isn't this your friend? They asked him about it the day after, and he said, yeah, anyway, so we're building the new East Wing. Are you serious? You got shot. This is your 31-year-old friend who supported you for years. You know him by name. Your son is friends with him. It doesn't seem like he could be bothered. He didn't go to the memorial. He's golfing. He's dancing at a sports outing. He said he got the news about Charlie Kirk. Oh, and I was in the middle of building the beautiful new ballroom. Really, man? What a disaster.
Man. Kamal, what do you think about him saying that about Trump? He's asking for unity, and now he's getting and attacking the leader of the right side that he wants to unite with. What do you think about that?
Man, first of all, I ain't gonna lie, I did find that weird too. That nigga Donald Trump went golfing instead of going to the visual and shit. I was like, damn. All right. But they imploding from the inside. And at times, my Black Americans, this is when we mind our own business and let them fight it out. Let them, it's their problem. They always tell us the black on black crime, we need to worry about that. We need to worry about our black issues, right? Well, I'm going to take a page out their book. I'm going to worry about my Black American issues over here, and I'm going to just listen to everybody else on the panel talk about this. Yeah, just funny that they imploding. Just certain things is being debunked, but I'll keep it at
that. Mia, what's your thoughts? Should he have gone to the event at the Kennedy Center that was in honor of Charlie Kirk? But I will say, in his defense, he is going to be the headliner on Sunday in Phoenix, which is the actual event that's being sponsored by Turning Point.
I mean, I think he should have. I mean, to be honest, the whole situation, I don't like the whole situation. I think the vice president should have never hosted the Charlie Kirk show. I think that was wildly inappropriate for our vice president. I think a lot of the stuff that's happening in the Oval Office is just wildly inappropriate. But I do feel that he should have been there. I mean, Charlie Kirk had a hand in getting him elected. He did a lot of outreach for the younger generation. So I feel like maybe a little bit more respect should have been shown. However, I mean, it kind of is what it is. Our government is purposefully feeding into this divisiveness. Everybody's crappy on all sides. Everybody's crappy on all sides. There's not a single side that is not without sin. We're all sinners here. We're all living in the filth. And anybody who says otherwise is ignorant at this point in time. They're doing this stuff on purpose because geopolitics is unstable, our economy is crashing, and they want us fighting so they can do whatever else. Because we're too busy fighting each other for us to pay attention to what they're doing and what they're passing in Congress. Is the only reason why they're doing this.
Oof. You ain't wrong. It's a big distraction. But anyways, nevertheless, this is him explaining what a groiper is. Because again, Enzo asked, why would anyone on the right do this? But they're alleging that Nick Fuentes and the groipers had something to do with this. So let me play this clip and where he explains what a groiper is. Many people don't know that term before this week.
Got fired. Genuinely didn't know what the groiper movement was outside of seeing you guys kind of pop up on college campuses and begin to ask some questions that I actually thought were very fair and questions that I hadn't considered. You know, why was I, when I was working at Turning Point USA, touring with Dave Rubin, who is a homosexual married man? Can you talk about, first and foremost, what a groiper is and how the movement got started?
Well, it got started in 2019 when Charlie Kirk was doing his first big college tour. And I forget actually the first one. I think it was in Colorado. And a couple of fans of my show, I didn't tell them to do this. Actually, people had asked me before, should we do this? Is this a good idea? And I said, no, I don't think so. But two guys who watched the show, they went out on their own. And I think the one guy asked a question about legal immigration. You're against illegal, but you're for legal immigration. How's that conservative? And then another guy came up and he said something about Israel. You know, you seem to be Israel first. What about America? And the two clips blew up on Twitter, and I promoted them on my show. I said, that was unbelievable. That was really awesome. I said, because, you know, if we show up in MAGA hats and rosaries, who we are, you know, which is pro-Trump Catholics, and we present as the real right wing, this is unignorable, and people will start to ask these questions. So the following day, he did another event, I think, in Iowa. Once again, there were a couple of groipers asking these types of questions. Then the third day in New Hampshire, same story. And I remember doing a show covering the latest batch of clips. It turned into a thing. We were covering them on the show every night, the clips of these questions. And at that time, groiper was a meme. It was like Pepe the frog. And there's a few variations. There's Pepe, Marv, Apu, and groiper was one of them. And groiper's like a big cartoon frog.
Why is it named groiper?
I don't know.
I literally don't know what groiper means.
It came from a Twitter account called That Groiper. He just named it groiper.
Okay, so it just doesn't mean anything.
No, yeah, it was technically called Easter Toad was the drawing, the proprietary drawing. But then some Twitter users started calling it groiper. And at that time, you know, people would personalize the groipers and make them an avatar. So, you know, they'd have different themes and different personalities. And groiper became synonymous with like a far right, like retard. Like a groiper was like, this guy is painfully, obnoxiously far right.
Okay.
And so I said on my show, imagine you're Charlie Kirk. You're standing up there on the stage sweating, and you have a line of groipers asking you questions about the USS Liberty and dancing Israelis. I said, what must be going through his head? And ever since then, they took the groiper standing upright, because the famous picture is he's sitting down like this. But they took a picture of the groiper standing upright, and there was a meme at the time of Alex Jones walking down an alleyway, and they copy-pasted a bunch of Alex Jones. They said it was an army of Alex Jones. And so someone took that meme, and they did it with groipers. They had an army of groipers marching down the alley. And
Wow. So, Doc, do you think this is the next Charlie Kirk? What do you think about Nick Fuentes and the groipers and all of that?
Man, Nick Fuentes sound like a fucking retard. This lame ass, made up ass term he came up with. First off, Donald Trump, the leader of the free world. Like, Bro, I have friends who passed away and I couldn't make it to the wake and the funeral, and I got a regular job. You think the leader of the free world got a schedule to make it to every event, bro? He gonna come to your funeral. He might can't make it to everything. Even if you my mans, I might can't make it to everything, but I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I might can't be there every day. That's just realistic. That's the world. He the leader of the free world. Nick Fuentes is a fucking idiot. That had no meaning. It just sounded like a bunch of retards who listen to him, who sit in the house. They get slapped if they go outside, so they don't go outside. You know, they stay in the house on their computer with their keyboards. Cause this makes no sense. And Candace Owens, yo, even if me and my mans disagree, I'm never gonna sit down with somebody and talk about my people. Like, we ain't never that bad to where I'm gonna sit in front of somebody I know dislike you, and we sit here and talk about you and have a weird conversation about you. Like, these people who be in these circles, they're weird. They're all like being as radical as they can to get some attention. And I just hope, I don't want nothing to happen to Nick Fuentes. I just hope somebody go out and slap the shit out of him or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing like crazy. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Slap the fuck out of him. You know what I'm saying? He got to be like 5'2" or something. So, yeah, like, it just makes no sense to me. They just make up shit. Like, and why would I be jealous of Nick, Mark? Shut up, yo lame man.
So is Nick the future? After this, I'll play another clip on who else people are saying. Is Nick the future? Is he next?
I think it's very disingenuous that Nick is coming out of the woodworks calling for unity. I think it is very disingenuous because there is this void of who's gonna take over for Charlie. I would be pissed if they put somebody like him, especially him, who is white supremacist, who is a racist, who is an anti-Semite, who is everything somebody like me speaks. I think it's absolutely terrible, and for anybody who falls for this clown, you're just stupid at the end of the day. In my eyes, nobody's really going to the shoes of Charlie. In my eyes, Charlie wasn't just a person. He was more of a visionary in what he started. Like, in my eyes, just a model person to like, with the whole TikTok going around on TikTok with everybody saying, I am everybody in your own right. Stand up for what you believe in and don't let anything get in your way like he did. He paid the unfortunate price for what he believed in, and I think that's what how everybody should live their life.
Well, I don't want it to be him, but I also don't want it to be this guy that I'm about to play, and then I'll let Skeptic and Mia respond. Here we go. This is who was sitting in the chair today. We had JD Vance yesterday. Obviously, he's too busy running the country, but these are the other options.
That would be, in no particular order from my right to left, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, and Ben Shapiro. And I want to explain how this even happened. Obviously, we had the Vice President of the United States honor Charlie by guest hosting the show from the White House yesterday. I was just in D.C. yesterday for that, and it was an amazing experience. We've gotten so much great feedback, and of course, we are so honored that JD wanted to take time, from running the country and leading the world to help honor his friend. And of course, no introduction. That would be, in no particular order from my right to left, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, and Ben Shapiro. And I want to explain how this even happened. Obviously, we had the Vice President of the United States honor Charlie by guest hosting the show from the White House yesterday.
Oh, man. So, Skeptic, I'll let you go first. Do you think it's going to be Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, or Michael Knowles? And oddly enough, Ben Shapiro made $1 million donation, they said today, to Turning Point, even though I heard his own company is going through financial problems. But that's for another day. What do you think?
Well, I want to start off by saying that the importance of what we just saw with the whole Groyper thing with Nick Fuentes is because the Bella Ciao that was written in one of the bullets and the Catch This Fascist has to do with memes that these Groypers have posted. Also, the guy that did this, that they're saying allegedly did this, he also had dressed up as a Groyper for Halloween. And from the person that they live with I think that there's a lot of misinformation that's being put out there, because the person that actually turned him in was the trans person, who they're saying was their partner, but
not the daddy.
No, it was the trans person, because the trans person basically sounded the alarm that he was on these websites because he knew about it. And I'll say this, there's new studies. Stephen Hicks, who is a big time academic who I'm a fan on, just came out with a new study that shows what political party is doing the majority of the violence, and it is the right. There's another study that came out with where trans porn is the most popular, and guess where? It's in red areas, red districts and states. So I don't think that it matters that whether this guy was living with a T person. I think that he was a far right man, and that he was a Nick Fuentes fan. I also know that Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk had a big going back and forth. And Nick Fuentes is on one of his shows saying that he has the shooters. So I think that the whole blaming the left with no proof, first of all, they blamed the left before they even knew who it was. And then this guy is from Utah, and the Governor Cox prayed for 33 hours that it wasn't one of theirs. He was praying that it was someone from a different country. So let's the mentality of you coming in with this. And then after they found out who it was, and whose grandma said their family is a big MAGA family, whose parents are registered Republicans, and he grew up in a very conservative area. To me, it makes a lot of sense. Like the 2 + 2 is equaling 4. The thing that the media is doing to me doesn't make sense. So I think it's interesting. Again, these people are a bunch of hypocrites, and they're trying to incite violence, and they're trying to create a going back and forth and saying there is no unity. They don't want unity. They want there to be disruption. They want us to go back and forth. They want this to be an issue, when the reality of it is a YT boy that comes from a conservative background killed another YT man that comes from a conservative background. It doesn't have anything to do with any of us. But again, I really don't know who's going to take his spot. I'm not a fan of any of these people. So to be honest with you, it wouldn't matter to me. They all kind of say the same things to me. If it was Nick Fuentes, he is the same. I don't see a difference between him, Ben Shapiro, or Charlie Kirk.
Mia, Skeptic, I want to see this news source that the trans turned him in. The daddy is who I keep seeing. I just Googled it. Send me the news source. I'm not doubting you. I just want to see it.
No, so from what I read, and I've been like reading in on this a lot, the trans partner that they're saying that he lived with was the one that told the father, and the father then called a pastor, and the pastor spoke to him. So and I want to say that Kash Patel said that it was the partner that was working hand in hand with them that made it known that he thought it was him. And so he alerted people saying, I think it's him. Then the dad came and I guess spoke to him, and then he had him speak to a pastor. But the father said that he admitted that he did this, right? And now that he's on trial, doesn't seem like he's admitting that he did this. Like, there's a lot of things here that I feel like people are jumping to conclusions, and they're the same people that are saying there's no unity are the same people that are blaming things without having all the facts. But if it was the other way around, like it was with the representative that was killed by a right extremist, the president didn't even put the flag at half staff. He didn't even call the family. Oh, but no problem there. The hypocrisy is very, very loud.
Mia, what's your thoughts on all of that? Who's going to take over out of the guys we saw, and where do you see this going? What do you think?
I mean, contrary to popular belief, Charlie was the nice one, and he was the moderate out of them. He was the only one willing to have a discussion. He was the only one willing to even be partially respectful during that discussion. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. There's not a clip out there that shows him being rude, nasty, aggressive, cussing, nothing. And now the people that are going to take up this mantle are not going to be moderate in their views. They're not going to be willing to sit down at the table and have a discussion. I mean, we have seen Charlie from clips from 5 years ago till now. He was, in my opinion, educating himself. He was changing his opinion on certain topics. He was seeing the facts for what they were, and he was evolving. Now we are in a cesspool of people that are not going to do that. I mean, Milo's coming out of retirement. He's a demon. I mean, Nick Fuentes is a demon. Like all the people now, it's like the people, it's funny to me because a lot of the people on the left that thought Charlie was X, Y, and Z, like the newcomers that are coming on the scene, because a lot of people don't remember Milo. He's been retired for a while. I'm old. I know who Milo is. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's about to get cesspool-like. So it's going to be interesting. I would say Nick Fuentes is probably the largest contender. He had over 200,000 people start following him on his various things and within like 48 hours. So I want to say Nick Fuentes is probably the biggest contender, which should scare and alarm all of us because everybody thought Charlie was racist. Nick Fuentes is a real avowed racist. Nick Fuentes in 2017 was in Charlottesville protesting with his Nazi brethren. I mean, he is a real racist. I don't care if you agree with the clip of his here or there, that man is a real degenerate. He's a real racist. He truly believes people of color belong in prisons. We don't belong here. And he stands on business like that. So I really think, unfortunately, it's going to be him. You unalive one moderate, 20 radicals pop up in their place, and we are now seeing the radicalization of the movement, which is crappy. Nora and I, you and I have talked about extremism on either side doesn't help. You can't be extremely left, and you can't be extremely right. But unfortunately, right now, we don't have a lot of options, and it's going to get testy at the end. This winter is going to be dicey. We'll see how it goes.
Hey, Mia, who is Milo? I have no idea.
I can't say it's Yiannopoulos.
So a conservative.
Yes, he is. He's a conservative. He's loud. He's abrasive. He's everything that the Democrats and left thought Charlie was. Milo is. Definitely look at his clips because everybody thought Charlie was so bad. It's like, you know what? You guys were not in the era of Milo. You don't know. You haven't seen nothing yet. Charlie was nice. He was respectful. He thanked people. He didn't swear. He wasn't crazy. I mean, the people that are coming now are disrespectful, are crazy, will cuss you out, don't want to have a conversation, don't want to find common ground, don't want to meet. So honestly, Charlie being gone is the worst thing to happen because now we have a power vacuum.
But I don't think none of those people will be able to take his place because I think part of who he was is what made his audience so broad. Part of his demeanor, how he put himself out there, the way he talked to people, the way he interacted. Even if you disagree with him, he brought people over to his movement because he was willing to have a conversation. I don't think these people will have the same demeanor, the same care with people they disagree with. So I don't think they will ever grow to be able to fill the shoes of Charlie Kirk because a lot of them have so much division and so much hate. Charlie Kirk just seems like he came off as these were things he believed. Whether you agree with him or not, he was just living in his truth. And these people seem like they push the divisiveness and the hate more than he just kind of genuinely said, this is who I am. So I don't think any of these people would ever be able to fill his shoes for that reason.
I think it's interesting to call him a moderate and to this is the part where I'm like, they're all the same because the points that he made and interestingly for me, a person who disagrees with a lot of these people, Charlie Kirk, Crowder, Ben Shapiro, I actually listened to them and Candace Owens. I think that I like to study what it is that I disagree with. And so I heard a lot of the things that he said. I heard him say that the civil rights movement was a mistake. I heard him say that we should use lethal weapons or we should use soldiers and lethal force against immigrants. I heard him say, I'm not just talking about illegal immigrants. There's a lot of legal immigrants here too, and defend the replacement theory, the great replacement theory. So when I have conversations with people and I hear them talk, I'm like, I don't know if you sat there and listened to the things he was saying because I take the time time to do research on things. I take the time to listen to these people so that I'm not just speaking and like have no proof to what I'm saying. Like I heard the things this man was saying, and I hear the things that Ben Shapiro is saying. I heard him speak about George Floyd after he was unalived. I heard him call him a scumbag. I heard him say the things about a person that had passed away.
He was a scumbag.
Now that people are
to a
saying
pregnant woman's
he
head.
was addicted to drugs.
Sounds like
and
a
he was
scumbag.
unalive because somebody was putting their
Why did he go to prison?
Was holding
Why
him
did
so
he go to
could not
prison?
breathe. That's
Why
crazy
did he go to
for somebody
prison?
to say. And now we
Did
can't
he
say
not
that
hold
this
a gun
man
to
was
a pregnant
scumbag.
woman's belly?
Now
I
somebody
would
should lose
consider
their
that
job. The
scumbaggery.
crazy part is number
Does a
one.
mistake
The
make you a
crazy part
scumbag
is
for the
that
rest of your life?
the crazy part, right? The person that stood
Holding
up
a gun to a
RFK.
pregnant woman's belly during
said
a break and
RFK was
entering makes you a
okay.
scumbag.
RFK was okay that he was an addict and that we should look over that and give him a position as a health director, but now he's a scumbag for being an addict. Anyways, the hypocrisy.
That's not
that
what
he
I said.
And then I will say this, and I'll finish with this and then you can talk. When he was unalived by a police officer, holding him, choking him down, and him saying, "I cannot breathe," and these people speaking right after he was unalived and having no kind of, emotions or care. Yeah, you can miss me with the, oh, we have high moral ground to say anything.
Oh man, I won't play the clip then. Come on, should I play the clip?
You should play it.
What Charleston said?
Play it.
What do you think?
Go ahead.
All right. Okay.
I want to say something to Eric in the chat. I'm sorry, Eric. I'm going to judge. If you take a loaded weapon and you hold it to a 9-month pregnant woman's belly while breaking into her house and threatening her life, I will absolutely judge you. That is a despicable and deplorable thing to do to a woman who is completely incapacitated while doing the most dangerous thing in her life, which is carrying a child, especially for a woman of color. We are more likely to die in childbirth. So yes, I will pass judgment because that is something a decent, moral human being would not do. They would not hold a gun to a pregnant woman's belly while trying to break into her house, specifically if she is a woman of color, as she is incapacitated to defend herself. So yes, I will call out scumbaggery because that is something I would never advocate for. I would personally never do to my worst enemy. I think pregnant women should be protected. And anybody that thinks somebody who would hold a weapon to a pregnant belly to a fetus that cannot defend themselves, you need to get right with the Lord.
I don't get how we conflate George Floyd and Charlie Kirk though. Because George Floyd was killed by a system that is used to perpetuate and keep black men and kill black men all around this country. And then the difference is that's your own moral compass where you get to decide where you feel like, hey, this person is a scumbag. These other people may have a lower standard. And we found out when people have a lower standard and they're speaking and they're talking about people, we call it celebration. So it's just a line that you can muddle because who gets to determine that? You get to determine it for yourself, but you can't say other people are wrong when they say it if that's not where your moral line is. Like people saying that about Charlie Kirk, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right about people saying it about George Floyd.
All right, so I'm gonna switch gears here. Charleston White has gone viral this week. Let me start by saying I'm appalled by some of the things he said. So I'm playing this clip, not the clips of him being abhorrent. So that's the best way I could put it. This clip is basically why he said he made all the other clips to get our attention for what he thinks is really going on here. Here we go. Everyone watching, please hit the like button and thank you for the support. Here we go.
I think Charlie Kirk was sacrificed by the government. Used as a distraction to distract the country from looking at the Epstein files. As much as they love it, they sacrificed it. That's why everybody's going on the business as usual and then jumped out in front of the camera. Hey, I'm gonna run the Charlie Kirk show. They just want to get it, but man, we need Charlie. Charlie even said this. So they went and listened to Charlie's words and they sacrificed Charlie. Distraction from the Epstein files. A flea flipper. Damn! Omaha. Epstein file. Say it. What? Kill Charlie. And now no one was talking about, hey, we don't want to see them goddamn Epstein files. Easy move. Just like that. You think young white kid just went and killed Charlie. He's been fucking a transsexual. And both his parents were conservative. And he walked all through the neighborhood with a gun. Climbed upon the roof. And Charlie has on a bulletproof vest. And this kid waxed Charlie one shot. And as the kid climbed down off the roof, a 71-year-old white man, hey, I shot him! I shot him! I shot him! And this 71-year-old white man all of a sudden has child pornography in his phone. Are y'all buying this story? Come on, people. Are y'all really fucking buying this story? Now, I tried to make life troll a little bit. And y'all won't let me troll, Charlie. But I don't want to focus on the facts. It'll get you killed. I'm having fun. Nigga, I won't die. Fucking with the government. I was just trying to troll Charlie to death, okay? But you had almost 20 white girls was just on the media saying, hey, we're going to tell you everybody who's been fucking us when we were little girls. You had the victims. Now, nobody's seen the victims. They've been in secret. Now, the victims have come out and said, we're going to name everybody who's been fucking us. And all of a sudden, no more talk. Okay, fuck them files. Say, we're going to run Charlie. Nobody better not say anything about Charlie. Let's get our white people mad. Shake up white people, because these are the people who put everybody back in slavery. White rage is what stormed the Capitol. Trump's getting old. He went, so they need a fucking white hero. So they sacrificed Charlie Kirk. Make him a hero. It's a win-win. His wife probably already been.
That's when I end it, because he said something disrespectful about the wife that I don't support. But I think for me personally, I think there's some truth to this in the sense of this is a big distraction. Doc, I know you don't believe in conspiracies. What do you think?
I don't believe in conspiracies. So it's a lot of ideas floated out here right now. I'm more of a black and white paperwork, police report, what you can really prove type of person. I think the assassin came from a conservative family, but I think that also doesn't make you conservative. It's a lot out of there right now. So I think I just reserve to wait and see what happens. I don't want to jump to a conclusion. I just want to, see the police report. They give it a couple months. They'll probably have a discovery out, or some paperwork will be leaked or something. So, I'm just going to wait.
Kamal, what do you think about what he said? What's your thoughts?
Hey, Doc, you ain't gotta wait 3 months. I feel like this nigga gonna snitch in 2 weeks. We about to hear some names drop. Tyler Robinson.
The boy? Oh,
hell yeah. You kidding me? I feel like he about to rat on some people.
But a lot of that's gonna be hearsay. Like, even when people say he said he told me this, you go into court and somebody saying they told you this is hearsay. A lot of that is hearsay. If you've been arrested and you go in and you go on trial for murder, which I've done before, doesn't matter what you think somebody told you. They have to have evidence to back this up. They have to have proof. So I need to see evidence and proof. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. So I'm just waiting to see.
I feel you on that, Bird, but that public perception, man, we could throw Diddy in there. Remember the public perception of Diddy and how that shit went out of control? I'm telling you, Tyler Robinson say something, TMZ get a wind of it and shit. Yo.
Did he beat it?
What's up?
Did he beat it, though? And I think what works in his favor is now he'll have some group from somewhere, some weirdo group that'll support him, start a GoFundMe, get him lawyers and stuff. He'll have some weirdo group pop up out of somewhere and donate hundreds of thousands of donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to support him. So that's what you get when you have something of this magnitude. So, that's why I got to see evidence.
I agree with you, Doc.
I'm with you, Doc. I want to see evidence too, but I know I see how this world is working nowadays. If Tyler Robinson says something and let these other news channel get a wind of it, oh, the shit gonna be a shitstorm. If he input just a little thing like, yeah, I like Trump, they're gonna be like, oh shit, okay, Trump might be involved, this and that, blah blah blah. We know how they can stir shit up.
But here's the thing, though. The president came out and blamed the left prior to any like facts coming out. Like, that's one of the things that I said is like, why are we doing this? Why are we stirring this pot? because that's how it gets started, is by coming out and saying, oh, he was a left. And then they said that he had on the bullets that he had trans, like whatever. And it was, if you're reading this, you're gay. Like, what? The representation that the governor, the president, and the vice president have been giving is causing the division and the going back and forth. Like, it's kind of easy to see that.
Enzo, what's your thoughts? There's been a lot of misinformation. What do you think we should believe? Because there's been a lot of misinformation coming out.
I think Unc needs to shut the fuck up with Charleston White. Like, what do you mean sacrifice him for the Epstein files? Like, okay, a short-term solution for a problem that's been going on for what, nearly 10 years now? That we've been talking about the Epstein files, that no administration has done anything, and you finally have Trump's administration in here, and it's taking longer to release them. And Pam Bondi dropped the ball the first time about releasing it, and now you have an Obama-appointed judge that won't release the grand jury testimony, and now they can't release it because there's ongoing investigations that nobody knew about. That's why we got rid of Charlie Kirk, to cover all this up. Like, let's be real. I'm not trying to sit here and blame the left or whatever, like Donald Trump was, like when he first came out and said that. Yes, you can come from a conservative family and not be conservative. I'm conservative from a Democratic family. You doesn't mean, oh, that means you're conservative. No. The rhetoric that the left has been spewing for the last couple years, I'm going to keep saying it, is turning to a pivotal point. It is going nuclear. You have the biggest streamers on their platform saying conservatives need to bleed in the street. Where on the right are we doing that? You have people like Dean doxing people because he didn't like the answer to the hypothetical, trying to take his kids away. Where on the right are we doing that? You don't have any of that on the right. Yeah, cool. Documented history of Republicans doing more things than the Democrats. Everybody brings up J6. Okay, what about when the Democrats tried to blow up the Capitol? Let's talk about that. There's violence on both of us, and sit here and say it's one side, it's only one side, it's only one side, it's the Republicans, it's the Democrats, the Democrats. It's both. Enough is enough. Political violence is not what is the answer to any of this. I will sit here and keep saying it, and I will keep saying and agree. There is some form of unity that needs to happen, but not with everyone. Some of you are unreachable. And if that strikes you in a way, that's the point. Some of you are unreachable. Go get help.
Oh, Lord. I don't even know what to say to that, because, like, for me, they want the division, like, winning, like, yes, now insert the Civil War. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, this has been a wild fucking week for me. I'm just gonna tell you that. To me, I think back to 4 years ago when the censorship was there, and it was on things to defend and protect your family. And now I'm going to be quiet. Let me shut up. This has been a wild fucking week. That's all I'm going to say. I think that buckle up, baby. I think the Holy Spirit says to be quiet. That's where I'm at. I feel like you can't say your opinion. You can't say anything. It's going to be like, when things start happening, we got to be quiet, because this was the start of it. This was the start of the silence. And this is what they want. I'm going to tell you from now, this is what they want. Number one, silence. Number two is division. And it's a wild week, guys. Wild. I think that the hypocrisy is everywhere, the left and the right, boo-boo. I'm going to let you know that from now, because to me, I'm going to just let this clip speak for me, and we can all talk on it, and then we could do closing clips. This is all I'm going to say.
When Joe Biden was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, I don't remember a single conservative celebrating it, not one. Joe Biden got cancer. Good. I look forward to seeing him suffer and die. Biden was a fucking dictator who wrongly persecuted the J6ers to the point of suicide. Joseph R. Biden. Dr. Jill isn't a doctor. Biden said he had cancer in 2022, but we were told to believe it's a gaffe. Now we are supposed to believe him and wish him well? That demon MFer. He and his family are America's stage 5 cancer. Imagine Trump was diagnosed with cancer. These fuckers were just calling for his death, being nice. Cancer found in evil. Trump said he doesn't feel sorry for Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis. This is the right answer. Joe Biden and his prostate. I'm happy to see Joe Biden suffering. It makes me happy to know he's going to have a terrible time in his final days in office. I'm happy his wife gets to watch him rot away like the trash pile he is and always has been. Today was very satisfying for me. Don't ever forget what Joe Biden and his enablers took away from all of us. Biden doesn't deserve any sympathy. He's a twisted, sick old man, and that's how he will be remembered when he's gone. It'll be a glorious day when this senile, corrupt pedophile goes down. I never wish death on anyone, but I'll be god danged if I won't celebrate it. I totally get it, brother. I have a list in mind. Never thought I'd root for cancer, but here we are.
Yo, bro's face at the end kills me. Kamal, you are apolitical. What do you think? Well, hold on. Let me say thank you to Gray for our super chat. Look, if I shoot you, I'm brainless, but if you shoot me, then you're famous. I don't know what this means. Maybe you guys on the chat.
Listen, Jay-Z.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a Jay-Z line.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't get what it means though. But anyways, Kamal, as the
It was a play. It was a play on like saying, "You're nobody, and I'm some." Like, so to kill you, I would be throwing it all away. If you kill me, you'll get famous for it.
Yep.
Oh, so like I don't get.
It's calling out hypocrisy, right?
Oh Lord, no.
Because I'm dumb. I'm dumb if I do it, but if you do it, you get famous. Like it's hypocrisy, right? It's you're coming from a hypocritical point, so it applies because that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Oh, God, that damn Greg. Why you gotta cause controversy on my show?
Sharks.
Yeah, not the Sharks, but come on, you're like the most apolitical person here. What's your thoughts on the week we've been having? What do you think?
My thoughts is I know when to shut the fuck up and let things conspire. Yes. I'm letting y'all duke it out. Go ahead. Because things that we ask for is fall silent on y'all ears. So, you know what? I'm going to shut my ass up. I'm going to let some shit conspire some more. You feel me? Let y'all get y'all shit together. And I'm going to stay over here. And whenever y'all ready to talk business, Black American business, and the things that we want, we'll be right here. That's all I got to say.
Oh, man. Skeptic, what's your thoughts on the week we've been having, the things you've been hearing?
I think that people are fed up on both sides. Like I said, I have a study by Stephen Hicks, and I think that people are starting to kind of wake up and say like, oh, we should study this. And I've been saying this for a very long time. We know that when we look at numbers, we know who's doing the shooting. And I do think that we should have more studies as to what's going on in the brain, what's happening, because it's not just this. It's schools, it's public places, it's cinemas. I don't know if you guys remember that. Like I have one thing about me. I'm that one partner that has memory of everything. And so I kind of go down my files, and like this has been going on for a long time. And I think it's one demographic of people doing it. I think we should study it. I think we need to know what's happening and why it's happening. And I applaud the academics. Right now, a lot of people are in fear in all areas. I'm talking museums. People that are running museums are in fear. I talked about academics. The science areas are in fear. The people that said they stood on freedom of speech are now some of the most censoring. We will come after you. We will defund you, and you should be arrested. You should be convicted for speaking and disagreeing with someone. You should lose your job, and you should do all these things. And I have said, be prepared to stand on the things that you stand on, because I do believe that it happens on both sides. And I think the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of speech. The ones that said cancel culture was dangerous and it's not good for the country are now going against. They're actually practicing cancel culture at its fullest. So it's an interesting thing that I'm seeing play out. And I think that we should be courageous and don't let this fear come at us. I think that there should be unity. They're not preaching unity. From what I hear them say, they're not preaching unity, because I think they understand that when we unite as Americans, that is where our power lies. I call for unity between the Black and brown community because I think that we can understand each other culturally. We can vote correctly to cause change. I've always called for unity. So I think that I still, like my grandma, Big Mom used to tell us, be leery. Don't just trust people, be leery of people and the things that they bring. But as Americans, I do think that we need unity so that we can vote this administration out during the midterms. We can change things for Congress. We can actually stop what's going on, because we're seeing it play out in real time, and it's a terrible thing that we're seeing.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, I change my position every time on 2026. I would say if the vote was to happen right now, I personally think we're going to see a blue wave. But I think some people are going to be in for a rude fucking awakening, because I'm going to tell you, people don't like their rights being taken. And this week I've felt and seen rights being taken. But nevertheless, AI said opinion on Charlie Kirk's who invaded Canada. Mia, you keep up with a lot of stuff. What is he talking about? Do you know?
I don't know. He said he was a Canadian expatriate living in Japan. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe news travels real hella slow over there, but Canada has not been on our radar in a very long time. Canadians are minding their business, and we are minding our business for the time being because we too busy here for right now. But when we get less busy, I'm sure the whole Canadian thing will come back up. But right now, we're too busy.
Well, thank you, Al.
Hey, Mia, I can't let you talk about bruh like that, man. He sent over some yen. You feel me? 320.
I had to Google it. I had to Google what the yen.
That's like $3.22.
Was.
Oh, I thought it was a Zoo York logo for a second.
No, it's yen. If it's in Japan, that's their money. I was like, oh, what is this?
He sent us some yen.
I forgot that was a super chat.
Yep, 320 big ones. You feel me?
What is that? 320 what?
320 yen.
$1.27.
What is that?
He's in Japan.
Okay.
Thank you for the super chat. I'm just playing.
Yen to American. I'm just curious what it is.
$2.18.
All right, thank you, bro.
Wait a minute, 18 fucking cents.
$2.18.
Thank you for
$2.18. Okay. Yeah, we getting some fries at McDonald's. Appreciate it, bro.
Fries don't even cost
that.
at McDonald's.
I'm telling you, this economy.
Damn.
You can't even buy nothing.
Bro, it hasn't been that since like what, 2013?
Damn. Man,
Yeah,
AI,
long
man,
time.
you could have sent us something where we could buy a small fry at McDonald's, bro.
I appreciate it. No, I appreciate his penny.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you,
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Mia, go ahead and give your opinion, and then I'm gonna let Enzo go next.
I mean, I think extremism on both sides is no good. I think violence on both sides is no good. I think honestly, all of it's no good. It's all by design. It's all psyop. It's just going to be easier to control us and to control the narrative if they keep us fighting each other, is what it is. And it's never a right versus left thing. It should always be a bottom 99% versus the 1%, but that's what the 1% does. They cause division amongst the people, so we stop paying attention to what's happening. Like, a lot of people don't quite understand that 10%, the top 10% of the United States population purchased 50% of the goods this last quarter, which means the majority of us were too broke to buy anything. So that's a problem when the top 10% are the only ones buying the goods. They should never be the majority of the people buying the goods. That's not good for our economy. It means the rest of us are too broke to buy anything. And for the first time in a long time, our long-term unemployment rate jumped up 20% with college graduates. Again, not good, but they're distracting through all of this division. People need to stop feeding into it and stop realizing it's a class war, not a right versus left war.
Enzo, what's your thoughts on free speech? Is it free, or should it be free at a cost?
I just think it's funny, coming from the same side that perpetuated cancel culture is now pointing out that we're just using it against them because obviously nothing else is working. I'm sorry to say, anybody who mocks anybody who's unalive, that's a politician or public figure or anything like that, you should lose your job. 100% you should. Same way that for years, cancel culture on the left, they wanted to go after anybody, wanted to dox everybody. I'm cool with eye for an eye at this point when it comes down to shit like this. I think it's hilarious. That's what you guys started. And now you guys are complaining about it. So I don't understand what the big problem is.
Oh man. Enzo, you had a nice week and you sound so down. You're making me sad. Anyways, we're
Oh,
going to
I'm
end on
great.
this.
I'm in a great mood.
Okay, all right. We're going to end on this. I'm going to let you do your closing thoughts first, Enzo. Smile. We're going to have this be the question we answer. Thank you, Smile. This was a great question. If everybody can include this in your answer. Enzo, what are 3 things you think the left and right can unite on in your closing thoughts? And thank you for coming back, my man.
3 things the right agree on. We all want this country to evolve and keep going and continue for another 250 years, even though we might not agree with the vehicle to get there. We all want what's best for the country in our own ways. Second would be that little country in the Middle East. I'm not going to say the name. We do all agree on that. And number 3 would be I got 2.
We're gonna work on the third. Enzo, let me see your hat. Put your hat up close. Was it signed by Trump?
No, I wrote "Rest in Peace, Charlie" on it.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. All right, we're gonna let Doc, the guest tonight from the Man Cave. What are the 3 things you think the left and right can agree on, Doc?
Shout out to AI. He came back spending that yen. Y'all played with him. He came back. That's like $50 in yen. So you know what I'm saying? You can get a fry with that. I think 3 things we can all agree on. We need to protect the children. The children of this country should be protected. And that's a bipartisan thing. I think both parties would agree that, you know, the children, American children, should be safe. We need to do something about the homeless in this country. This is one of the greatest countries in the world. We shouldn't have so many people homeless in some of these cities. I think that's something they might not agree on how to do it, but I think both sides would want to fix this. And I think another thing we would agree on is damn, I'm trying to think of something. I only got 2. 3 is hard. They won't agree on nothing.
Damn. Oh man, let's see if the ladies can do it. Skeptic, thank you for coming. What are the 3 things you think the left and right can unite on? You see that I got that special reading skills from No Child Left Behind.
I think that respecting history and not going back and changing history, as particularly American history, is something that we all should agree on. I think a thriving economy, which would, you know, directly be impacted by free trade, was something that we did agree on until recently. And I think we're starting to find out that we were right. We should have a thriving economy, and we should allow for countries to trade freely. And I think that the country in the middle of the earth or the middle, where we're talking about, I think that we should take back some of the funding that we're sending over there and keep that for American citizens. I think that that is a bipartisan topic that I think we all kind of agree on. When I have conversations with a lot of people that I don't see eye to eye with, I think that I tend to agree with them, and we all kind of agree on that one topic. And then I will say, I normally say, don't let anyone trample on your constitutional rights, but I will say today, they are trampling on our constitutional rights.
Oh shit, hit us with a remix. All right.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Kamal, What are the three? I know you're not part of the left or the right, but what are the three things you think all Americans can unite on?
That all Americans can unite on. I got three things. Nothing, not a damn thing, and most definitely not a damn thing. Let's be real, man. It is gonna be division. We just here. It's here to stay. You feel me? I know some of y'all gonna be sad, like, yeah, we can't come unite together. No, man. It ain't gonna be no. We can't even agree on this. What's the best ice cream? What's the best Netflix show? One motherfucker gonna be like, Jordan better than LeBron. You feel me? Ladies, what y'all got? Makeups and shit. Sephora better than what's the other makeup shit y'all got? I don't know. Nobody agreeing on shit. I don't think no, none. All right. Now, did you want me to answer what the left and right gonna unite on? Not just Americans, because that'd be
go ahead. What is the left and the right gonna unite
on? So one thing they unite on is not giving us Black Americans an anti-Black hate crime bill. Oh, they unite like a motherfucker when it comes to that. What's the other thing they unite on?
Not giving you reparations.
Oh, I'm about to say that. Damn, I was gonna say that for the third, Nora. You feel me? But hey, you said it. You know what I mean? They most definitely agree on that. They be high-fiving each other, having dance parties and shit, blocking our goddamn reparation policies and stuff. Reggie Sawyer and Gavin the Snake Newsom out in Cali. What's the third thing they can unite on? And throwing mud at each other all goddamn day. Oh, the Democrats hella bad. Y'all don't be doing nothing. Then you have a Democrat talk, man, look what the Republicans did. They fucked up. Shut the hell up. Only thing I want from y'all at this point, entertain me. You feel me? That's all I feel at this point when it comes to politicians. Because real talk, they ain't about to do nothing for us like that. You feel me? They just pure entertainment. That's I kind of like about Trump. He brought entertainment into politics. You feel me? Now we got motherfuckers arguing like Kash Patel and that other dude. I had no idea who it was. They was arguing like a mug. You know what I mean? That Jasmine Crockett and Marjorie Taylor Greene all arguing and shit. You feel me? Hey, that's all that's happening. I'm gonna just be entertained. You feel me? But yeah, if this is my closing thought, shout out to the chat. Y'all is jumping today. AI, I'm sorry, bro. We wasn't trying to press you to give us money like that, but we appreciate it, bro. He was like, hell no, you ain't about to call me broke like Mia would tell all of us that we ain't got no money. Damn. He like, hell no, I got 8,000 yen on y'all. Bye y'all. That's what Doc said, like $50. You feel me? Smile, thank you for the 20 piece. Everybody else that dropped super chats and everybody else that was contributing in the chat. You know, some of y'all was in the chat. Y'all most definitely drink donkey piss because I don't know what the fuck y'all was talking about. But also shout out to everybody on the panel. I like that we have our different viewpoints and stuff, but we don't got to get demonstrative and things in that nature. Doc, this is the first panel I think we've been on together, bro. You feel me, bro? You have me cracking up, bro. God damn, you feel me? Shout out to everybody else. Y'all go follow Mia, Enzo, Skeptic. Follow the new party. I got the link pinned to the top of my chat. So on my end, go follow the new party. If y'all want to follow me, Kamal Johnson Network. And you hit that notification bell so you know when they go live. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's a great question, Smile. Like 3 things the left and the right can unite on. God damn. That was a great question. I ain't got no more.
Skeptic, you said you want to add something.
Oh, you muted.
Oh, can you guys hear? Okay.
Yeah.
I also want to say Feliz Día de la Independencia a todos los mexicanos. Que viva México, que viva la patria. Today is Mexico's independence. This morning, I made everyone where I work watch the ceremony. Also, my auntie owns this business. So I had a conversation with someone and they were like, be careful. I was like, nah. But anyways, it's Mexico's independence and que viva Mexico.
Oh man, long live Mexico. Let's go. Mia, what's your closing thoughts? What are the 3 things you think the left and right can unite on?
I actually have 4 things: clean air, clean food, clean water, and protecting our national forests and our national parks. Those are 4 things that if you ask any average person on the street, they will agree we deserve clean air, clean food, clean water, and we should always protect our national parks. You're not going to find somebody that disagrees with any of those 4. So those are the 4 things that we can concentrate on.
Oh man, that was straight to the point, Mia. Straight
You
to
might
the
have
point.
did it, Mia. You might have been the one.
You might have been the one. You might have been the one. Lord. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. The chat was pretty tame tonight, but we are the new party. We represent different points, and we believe in keeping the conversation going that Charlie Kirk talked about. The 3 things that I think the left and right can unite on is family. We may not agree on what a family looks like, but everybody wants love and a family. 2, I think prosperity. I think prosperity may look different to everyone else, but we want to be successful for our family so we can provide for them. And lastly, I think freedom of speech. I think that this is one that is going to hurt people that do not support it and that attack it. I believe in freedom of speech, whether you like it, don't like it. I believe that this is a fundamental right for Americans, so we can question things, so we can speak out. If they take your voice and they take your mouth, they take your life. God bless and good night.